Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Our guest this morning, the junior senator from Massachusetts, Senator Ed Markey. Senator, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, John.
By the way, we're Zooming this at your request. I just want to make that clear.
Well, if there was another technology you would have preferred, I could have adjusted to it. I think if you wanted to go Skype, if you wanted to FaceTime, all of it would have been okay with me. But this is what everyone is doing now, even though there are huge security and privacy issues with using Zoom.
Well, Senator, the president says he believes up to 29 states are okay to reopen their economies on or before May 1st. If that happens, what do you believe the consequences will be?
Well, we need three things to really reopen. One, we need adequate testing, and we don't have that. Number two, we need adequate contact tracing, and we don't have that. And three, we need adequate personal protective equipment for all of our frontline workers in the United States, not just Boston, not just Massachusetts, but the whole country. We don't have that either. So if the president is planning on some massive opening in the next couple of weeks, well, he's going into it leaving America unprepared, because right now, testing, contact tracing, personal protective equipment just aren't available in the numbers that are absolutely indispensable to making sure we just don't see this whole issue reoccur over and over again in our country because we tried to do this opening too quickly.
Well, it looks to me like the Trump campaign believes that its best bet to stop sliding poll numbers and regain some momentum is to push hard for a quick reopening and, at the very least, put Democrats in the position of defending what is likely over time to become an increasingly unpopular position of retaining the economic shutdown. What's your counter message to the voters?
Well, my counter message would be that the president was too slow in advocating a shutdown of our country so that with self-distancing, we could curb the dramatic growth in the disease. And if he takes this step, he might get some short-term benefit by having everyone say to him who is in a red state, well, that's great, we're ready to move on. And then very soon thereafter, just see a repetition of what we're going through right now because the disease will not have been put under control by the testing, the contact tracing, and the personal protective equipment, and he'll be right back to where he started.
Now, Senator Markey, the Congress has taken unprecedented steps to inject money into the economy, shore up the social safety net, et cetera. In your view, how far, as this drags on, we all hope it ends tomorrow, but as this drags on, how far will the Senate go to help keep people afloat? Is there a limit to it in the minds of Republicans or Democrats?
Well, in my mind, there should be no limit. We have to keep our small businesses afloat. We have to keep our hospitals afloat. We have to keep our cities and towns afloat. We have to make sure that we provide the food assistance for everyone in our country for as long as it takes. We'll have to figure out how we deal with the debt that we incur, but we can't have our families, our small businesses, our hospitals collapse because we were unwilling to spend the money. There are some Republicans right now saying that they don't want to go any further, but I just think that's wrong. I think that we have an obligation to everyone out there who is suffering right now to provide the help which they need, including recurring monthly payments to each family, making sure unemployment insurance is extended, making sure that we have a larger small business relief package, but also making sure the cities and towns and the hospitals have enough funding so they're not laying off doctors, nurses, police, fire, teachers when we need them the most.
I've got to take our break, but right now, do you believe there are enough votes in the Senate to keep the money flowing?
I think if the vote was put on the Senate floor by Mitch McConnell, there would be. I think that there is a rising tide of support across this country in blue and red states to ensure that the funding is there for all of those essential services that must be provided for keeping the small business community afloat. All of that is there, but it's also now animated by a real sense that we have to look at the impact on minorities. There is a great deal of racial disparity, which has been unveiled almost like lifting up a rock. All of this has to be dealt with. And I'm of the opinion that if Mitch McConnell put it on the floor, it would pass and pass overwhelmingly.